he can hang even if on paper it's a little tougher.
Top of the tier list, these two players, top of the food chain. Let's get it. Game number one's upon us, friends. Winner's quarters. Alrighty. And already Zomba trying to stop Hurt from setting up right here on the left side of the stage. Hurt, we know the CQC is amazing, but what really sets apart some of the okay snakes from the strong ones is how well they can disengage and get their shop set up.
Yeah, Hurt really second to none in that department. I mean, with everything for Snake, but especially when it comes to just getting those grenades going, having the timings alternate perfectly to cover any move that you might throw out in between. Right now, it's actually Hurt getting the better of these first few exchanges. I love that sassy little crouch underneath the laser.
Okay. Shops open for business right now. Grenades aplenty. Zomba really struggling to find the end here. Good job on using the laser, just trying to bust up the commotion, but gonna have to get a little bit closer here.
Man, it just looks like Zomba cannot get anywhere near Hurt. Rob obviously with some great CQC of his own. But I don't know if we'll see too many opportunities for that. It's just been Hurt hanging out under or on top of one of these platforms, throwing the grenades and making sure Zomba can't get anywhere near him. I think he's kind of overthinking it.
Yeah, he might be. Could be a little analysis paralysis, not entirely sure. I mean, you know, you stay up underneath the platforms, you know, Rob is just tall enough for, you know, the grenades to explode, you know. You get center stage, is a big target. Off stage is an even bigger target. And of course, no hitbox, not recovery. You do have forward air to try to smack the Nikita, but unfortunately, it's too little too late right there in that regard. Hurt right here, going up in a major way. Boots to face right here.
I'm glad you mentioned Rob being tall, because he's also tall enough to get down throw into forward tilted. Anywhere north of 126%. I believe that's going to work out. That's how Hurt was able to get Zomba off the stage, finish it off with the Nikita. But now the roles are reversed. It's Zomba actually taking a stock, keeping it close here, but still bleeding out just a little bit. Snake with any kind of a percent lead is such a demon.
You got to figure out a way to break that zone, break that wall that Snake is starting to build up here. Laser, of course, fresh out the gate was a good way to kind of set that tone, but we're going to need a little bit more than that. Using gyro right here to get rid of the grenade. Smart. You want to be able to hide up underneath these platforms here for free. That's yours, bro.
Oh, the gyro getting in the way of that grenade toss right there. Hurt taking double damage. Zomba looking for something off back throw, not going to find it, but still working his way back into this. Not for long, though.
Okay, I thought he was feeling froggy right there. I thought we were going to see a forward air or something. He tried to bait out the drift and the air dodge, but maybe saving that one right there for the 11th hour. Nonetheless, Noah, Nikita, needed. Your own gyro did it to you. Great stuff right here. Great situational awareness, on Hurt's side. Got to see an answer back here from Zomba and fast.
Yeah, that looked like it killed way too early. Zomba trying to drift back, getting caught with some bad DI there. Trying to get the chase here as well. Not going to find it. And Hurt just with the tip of those toes on down air. The last hit going to connect, allow him to get some more extra credit, and one hit turns into 2, 3, or maybe even 4.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, try to go for the chase out on the down tilt. You know, we talk about how great Snake is up close and personal. Rob, of course, from the same neighborhood, can definitely box like the best of them. Okay, not getting much, off of back air, but right as I say that, Zomba finding a back air of his own, the Zombear, if you will, and we're back in it. Even stocks, percent slightly in the favor of Hurt, but one exchange right here can even this up.
Now we got that C4 drawing the line in the sand. Zomba lucky not to get hit by that one, honestly. Such a tall hitbox on that move, but somehow able to land safely. Still no approach that's going to work out or turn into any kind of damage for him. I need to see a grab or something just to get the damage rolling on Hurt now.
Now has him caught in the corner. Went for the forward air. I do like that option on Zomba's side, looking for an aggressive option on the way back down, but Hurt, of course, just has a contingency plan for everything. This is Batman, if you will. Dash attack on the way in. Nikita, no hitbox and recovery. Oh, he's scheming. He's scheming and plotting. He's scheming and plotting.
Nowhere to go but right into that up tilt, unfortunately. Zomba, you could see once he was off stage in the corner, Hurt had one grenade at the very edge, one a little bit in, the C4, the Snake himself that you got to worry about. Oh man, it's just such an obstacle course to navigate, and that's really Snake's edge in this matchup, is that Rob's an easy target. He's big and clumsy. He's going to get picked up by a lot of these random explosions. And look at that, plucking another grenade, drops it with his shield, just in time to read the roll. Beautiful stuff from Hurt. A very dominant last stock after a pretty good back and forth for most of it, but Hurt was in control the whole time.
It felt like one of those situations where your opponent is really just surviving the match. They're not really thriving in any sort of aspect. I mean, of course, you're trying to impose your will. You're trying to fight back a little bit, but you're always just right there. You know, we got one stock apiece, but the percents are more in my favor. Like, you're surviving, but we need you to capitalize here just a little bit more in game number 2. Let's see what it all brings to the table.
you got to do more than survive against Snake, too. This character can condition you from across the stage. Just watching the patterns you respond to all the grenades with really gives a lot of information to a player like Hurt, who's going to dissect that, pick you apart, and make you feel the pain.
No, 100%, man. I mean, Snake kind of wrote the book on survivability. Big guy, of course, can fight from the other side of the room. Very hard to get a hold of, so. And then once you break that zone, he can kind of beat you up, too. So, I mean, he knows how to last a while. But same can be said for Rob as well, too.
Yeah, these are two very strong characters for a reason. We see Zomba keeping it a lot closer at the beginning of this one. I feel like if he's able to get advantage going, that's when we're really going to see him shine. But so far just has not been afforded that opportunity. Look at that. Hurt missing the forward air, but there's still a grenade in Zomba's hands. Picks up the up air as well. My God. That was close for the first 40%, and Hurt kind of running away with it right after.
Got a little out of control right there. Hurt right now looking really good, and in a traditional Hurt fashion, knowing how to land back onto solid ground virtually unscathed. I said it once, I'll say it again. That's one of the things I think separates Hurt Snake from some of the others, is that when it comes to landing, he just knows how to do it untouched.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult, too. Snake doesn't have a move that reaches below him that has a commanding hitbox like that. You've got down air with the very narrow leg hitbox. But other than that, you just got to rely on grenades and tricky D-reverses. Hurt, knowing when to do it, when not to do it. The no mix-up can be the most important thing sometimes.
An important thing right here for Zomba is to try to get a stock on the board before this gets a little out of control. Snake, of course, one of those characters, once they get the lead, they become that much more difficult to fight. Great parry. F smash right up close and personal in a very Zomba way. I love that, of course. Just checking your temperature. Down tilt. We're boxing.
Zomba covering that roll in as well, saying, you did that to me to end game one, but I know you might have some of the same panic habits. A lot of players do like to roll to center, even the best of them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Definitely want to stay in the middle of that Pokeball range here.
All right, just keeping it coming, man. See the grenade, the C4, another grenade. It's just rinse and repeat for this guy. Conditioning from across the stage, so valuable.
Yeah, it's just one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The playstyle, of course, is proving to be a little troublesome right now for Zomba. Great laser on the way back, forcing her out of position. As a Snake, that's something that's definitely going to get you get up underneath your skin. There's characters that can push you out of position from afar. Nair doesn't get anything off of it. Great position, though. Forward air? Oh, my God. Forward air in the nooch is crazy.
I can't believe any of the stuff I just saw right there. Yeah, Hurt landing in the ground before the hitbox even came out. Zomba killing with sour down air. Definitely a chaotic second stock right there. But, oh, wow, forward throw not enough to do it, even at 200%. Rob is big, folks, for better and for worse.
He's the biggest and the largest. Big Rob the plug down there. Frame 3 styling. We're going to go ahead and take that stock. Great stuff. Nice, and another one, man. Just the down air, just tactician, Jesus.
Does so much damage, too, but we're not seeing the full thing connect, even on a hurt box this large. Oh, Zomba, it looked like he had something going, but again, the grenade is just always there to break Hurt out of a bad spot.
Of course, forcing him out of his nice. Decided to give him that false sense of security that it was okay to approach. Oh, what the?
Just a scramble from both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, and Hurt stuck with the grenade in his hand. A little more cooked than he had reckoned. I mean, blowing yourself up for 10% is not even close to enough to swing this match. Hurt even more dominant in game 2, taking a 2-stock finish.
Yeah. Hurt very much at home, and more importantly, just kind of playing the matchup the way it's supposed to be done. Understanding, there's a lot of advantages that I have in a matchup like this. The biggest one is Nikita off stage, which Zomba, to play a character like Rob at this level, you know how to maneuver around, Nikita off stage, but the problem is, you're constantly in that position to rinse and repeat over and over and over. And then those moments where you're like, it's okay for me to run up, I got just enough stage footing in front of me. You're like, I got a C4 in front of my head. Right. What am I going to do here, man?
Man, that one that he caught Zomba with on the very edge of that Pokemon Stadium platform, it's so hard to see.
It is.
Because the platforms have that little silvery edge to it, and the C4 blends in perfectly. You're going to see him plant it right there here on small battlefield as well, but of course it stands out a lot more with the color of the background.
It most certainly does. I think that's a part of Snake's toolkit at times that people don't quite take into consideration. Like, you can camouflage. I mean, he's a guy who's all about camo.
Exactly. Stealth is in this character's toolkit, in and out of the game. Oh, my Lord.
Almost knocking Zomba out of the game right there in that first stock. Up air just to send a message. Sour back air has you off stage, and yes, it's mini-game time. Yeah, it's time for mini-games, but I survived these, said Zomba. Oh, re-grab?
You know how you got the Mike Hayes rule where you can't make noise during the game?
Yeah.
I feel like Snake players should be allowed to go when they have to Nikita out, just to psych your opponent out. Just mess with them a little bit.
You know what? Why not, man? Why not bring a little craziness to the table?
Yeah, it's intimidating enough on its own.
I like it. I like it. No, I like the idea for sure. And of course, Hurt very much likes the idea that he's bringing to the table right now. Of course, we have C4s aplenty and grenades everywhere, just again making the big body that is Rob, making him sweat. How they're going to land forward there again. Zomba, of course, not going for it. Back air. Oh, we got trick shots.
Great.
Show me something, Zomba.
Oh, looking for the dunk, but Hurt able to tech the wall just in time. Can't find the up smash. Things are looking so rough for Zomba, facing down the barrel of a 3-0 right now. Hurt going all the way to the top of the screen, but it's not going to be enough. Zomba completes the chase. Needs to take a very clean stock here. Snake is the master of trading and making your opponent run into this wall over and over again. We'll see if Zomba's able to avoid that.
Oh, down air immediately. Just a little too fast on that first stomp. Okay, runs up. Another down air out of shield.
So fast.
It is, dude. It has no business being that fast. And then again, Snake has no business doing any of the stuff that Snake does in this game, but yet here we are, Hurt putting on a performance. Okay, dash attacks in. Grenade back in. We let it cook a little bit.
Wow, and he clanks the grenade, doesn't catch it right there, and that's actually going to get him blown up during the hit lag of his own move. Hurt dash dancing back and forth, knows that all he needs is an up tilt to win the set right here. Guess what? Facing the wrong way. Okay, Zomba, can you chase him down? Complete this edge guard, perhaps the juggle afterward. It's going to be aired. Oh, wait, what?
Oh, my God. Okay, went for the C4 reset, but then ended up getting hit with the down air, but sent in the wrong direction. The second sour one we've seen here in this set, down tilt. He said, look, I'll eat the gyro if you eat the down tilt. Deal?
Sounds like a good trade to me if I'm playing Snake.
Yeah, facts.
All right. Grenade set up, C4 detonated, but man, Hurt has already accomplished his goal here. I feel like he's barely even one neutral on this stock, but the damage is just about even. That's all you need to do. When you go up with Snake, just trade over and over and over again, make them second guess all their follow-ups, and then when you respawn, come down with the back air or an up tilt or something, and end the game.
Yeah, end it. I mean, they're starting to hit that. Well, I guess you can already go for down throw into forward tilt because of, you know, the size of Rob, but then you also got down throw up tilt now, which is like, what, after 160?
Yeah, it's like
something like that.
Something like 159 point something. Some goofy number that nobody's going to remember.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark and somewhere in that realm of Hurt right here. Hurt bringing something crazy to the table as you see right now, man. 10% in, one stock apiece, but they couldn't be any further apart right here in terms of percent.
This might as well be Jover. Oh, there it is, the Nikita. Even the weak hit, because Hurt already got hit by laser, right? So it deactivated the strong Nikita, but with so much damage on Zomba, it was already curtains, and we're going to see Hurt clean that one up 3-0. Nice and easy, and doing it against one of the best players the world has to offer. A fellow Genesis champion, like you said, Rod. And yeah, that looked like light work.
It did. I mean, again, Zomba and Hurt, two titans in their own regards, but I can't help but to feel like, you know, Hurt very much had the advantage throughout the majority of that. He felt a little bit more warmed up. Of course, the matchup statistically kind of played more into his favor. And, you know, for those of us who may have missed, let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights. Big shout out to, of course, Debbie 3K on the production. There's the Nikita. First stock taken right there. And, of course, on the way back, great idea on there from Zomba. Of course, I know he's coming back up with C4. I need to figure out a way to knock him back down. But before you can even get to those robotic hands on me, eat these boots.
Yeah, this was just such a tough outcome for Zomba. I feel like going into it, Hurt is probably not someone that's at the top of his list to avoid in bracket, but he might have etched his name there after a set like that.
Wow.